Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another edition of Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan. Here we are once again on a Thursday, and it's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning at 1 a.m. in London. It's 3 a.m. in Israel, and it's 10 a.m. in Tokyo. It's Friday over there, too. My name is Frank Allan. Welcome to another edition of Talk Back Live. We're so glad to have you aboard with us for this Thursday evening. We're so glad to have you along with us. And of course, those of you who've been with us a long time, you already know the score of the game. Of course, we're here every Thursday at this time, and each week we get together and we just congregate and talk issues, whatever you want to talk about. And for those of you, as I said, who have been around, you'll know what it's all about. But for the people who are brand new to us, the show goes like this. When we come on, I start off the program by just opening up and doing what I do to get things rolling. And you can be part of this conversation as well, and you can do it right now as we speak. All you have to do is use your typewriter on your keyboard. Typewriter, I meant keyboard. Use your keyboard on your computer, on your phone, your iPhone, or even your pad, right? Or tablet, or any other device that you can get in touch with us by keyboard, and of course, a screen too, where you can watch us. And I will see you right there on the big screen. I will entertain you. I will say hi to you. And of course, if there's anything in particular you like to talk about, anything at all, open subject, we talk about it right here. All you have to do is just like type it in and I will see it, and I'll get in as many as I can too, just to entertain you and get things rolling. And thank you so much for being along with us. If you're here for the first time, and even you guys who have been around for a long time, if you're watching us on Facebook, because that's where we come from. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and we're on Instagram, all live. And you can choose either one of those sources, and you can see us each week at this time. Look at your clock, because you may be in a different time zone. Your time may be different from mine. I'm on the East Coast, and you may be on the West Coast or Central or whatever. Look at that clock. That's what we come on. We come on that time each week at that time that you're watching right now in your area. If you're watching us on Facebook, take the time right now to tell all your friends about it. How you can do that is just to tag them. Just tag them. Just type in, I believe that you type in my name, right? That'll tag them and send it to them, and that'll bring them right there. And they'll bring them right to us. Just tag your friends. It'll bring them right to us. And if they like what they see, if they like what they hear, maybe they'll come full-fledged members too. They'll see your tag and they'll know it's from you, and they know that you're a friend, and do as many friends as you want. All right. We don't mind. The more the merrier. We encourage that. The more the merrier. You may not be able to get every one of your friends in, but the more the merrier. You have selected friends that you think that may be interested in. Bring them all in, and of course we'll have a good time, and we'll get it all together. We have so many things to talk about today. And of course, we're going to talk about sports, and we'll tell you more about that later on in the program, because we got a sports guy that's coming up. But first, if you are in the vicinity of anywhere in New York City, we've got some great news for you. We've got breaking weather. That weather is starting to look better now, and I think towards the weekend it may get better. However, if it doesn't throw us a curveball, then we'll understand that. But nevertheless, we'll look out for that. Now, all of you guys who have been around with us for a long time also get a chance to tell your friends too. Tell your friends about it. Even though you've been around a long time, and I know you are proactive of doing what you're doing, and you'll do that, and we really appreciate that. Now, during the show, we've got our own particular thing that we do as well. Of course, we like to tell you about that. We also have for you a lot of things going on. We have our feature. For instance, sports is coming up. All right. In this particular half hour, we're going to link up with Brian Camp, because he has the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. and you're going to want to hang around for that. That's coming up soon. So you just hang around for that. And he'll be here with that. We'll link up with him. You'll see him on camera. If you have any sports related questions for him, feel free to ask. You can do it while he's here live, and he'll answer all of those questions for you. And of course, we'll be talking about a lot of things. Super Bowl is coming up. We'll talk. I'm not going to even steal his thunder. He's going to tell you all about that when he comes in, but that's coming up too. So stand by for that. It's all sports. And later on in the program, we have also with this thing that we call this day in history. Now, whatever happened on this day in history, right? Whatever happened on this day in history, February 1st, we're in a brand new month. It's February 1st. And whatever happened on this day in history, we're going to talk about it because we have a list of things. I don't know if we have every little thing, but we'll tell you more about that later. This day in history coming up. And before the show is all over, towards the end of the show, we're going to do what we do also. We're going to give you those movies coming from Turner Classic Movies. They're all my picks of the week. Now, a lot of you know that the weekend is coming up pretty soon, just before you know it. And some of the things you may want to do on the weekend. One of the things you may want to do on the weekend is kick back and relax and watch some old movies or catch up on some movies you haven't seen in a long time. Maybe you might want to do that. That's all coming up. And so stand by for all of that. It's movies and all my picks. They're all classic, black and whites. They're all classics and they're coming your way. I have all of that for you coming up. So that's what it takes. And remember, all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, Talk Back Live, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or any other publication, broadcast publication, or social media outlet. So thank you once and all. Once here, once twice, once three times. I thank you all abundance of time. Thank you all so much for being here. We got a lot of things to talk about today. And of course, as I said, I want you in on the conversation. And we're going to get it together pretty soon. And again, if there's anything in particular that you want to talk about, of course, feel free, because we'll talk about it for you. We'll get it all together for you. So many things are happening. Well, here we are. We're in the first day of February. And guess what? It's the first day of Black History Month. Oh, yes. Every February, we celebrate Black History Month. And February 1st marks the first day of it. And there's a lot to do and a lot to talk about. There are a lot of movies dedicated to African Americans that you may see on TV, a lot of African American movies and things like that, a lot of studies and books to read and all of those things that people are not going to take away from us. I may stress that once and for all. And there's a lot to learn about that. Museums will be open and there'll be a lot of things. And if there's something interesting in your area that's coming up for Black History Month, that you want to talk about, let us know what that is. And of course, we'll relay it to everyone so everyone can participate. It's great. So this is where we are, Black History Month, all February long. Guess what? It's National Dark Chocolate Day too. Would you believe that? Do you care? It's National Dark Chocolate Day. Now, they say that everybody loves chocolate, right? I love chocolate. I love milk chocolate. But dark chocolate, they say, is supposed to be better for your health. I heard that somewhere along the line. If you're going to eat any chocolate at all, it's better for you than a regular dark milk chocolate or whatever. I like chocolate. I just like chocolate. I don't care if it's dark or milk chocolate, white chocolate, whatever it is. I just love chocolate. I love the taste of it. It's great. And speaking of chocolate, pretty soon down the line on the 14th of this month, you're going to be giving out a lot of chocolate, right? You know what day that is, right? If you don't know, then I'm not going to tell you. Check it out. Look at your calendar and find out. You'll be giving away a lot of dark chocolate and milk chocolate, all of that stuff with the heart. Now, there's a interesting. It's kind of interesting, right? It's an interesting theory for you right there. How you can figure it out with a heart, candy, right? That's a good clue, right? So you know what it is, right? That's coming up. And the reason why I won't talk about it now because we're not there yet, but I will talk about it when it comes up. Just to remind you all. But yes, it's National Dark Chocolate Day. And in conjunction with National Dark Chocolate Day, we also have National Texas Day. To all of my friends in Texas over there, and I do have a lot of them. Howdy, partners. Welcome. National Texas Day is on the calendar. And for those of you who are Texans, you have a lot to celebrate. And have a little chocolate on me on that, right? That'd be very good. And then there's National Twizzler Day. I just made that up. It's not National Twizzler Day. It's not. I just made that one up. I just happen to have one, and I just figured I just throw it out. It's not National Twizzler Day, but I tell you what, there is such thing as a National Licorice Day. I swear to you, it is. And that's coming up. There's a day, if you don't believe me, research it right now. Research it right now while you're watching. There's a National Licorice Day, and it falls on April. It's in April. As a matter of fact, April 12th is the day. April 12th is National Licorice Day. I just made this Twizzler Day up. I just made it up because I have a Twizzler here. But you know what? When that day comes around, we're going to celebrate it again. I'll have more Twizzlers and we'll have more licorice. But the licorice, National Licorice Day kind of celebrates all kinds of licorice. You know, coming up as a kid, we had these. We didn't call them Twizzlers when I was growing up. We just called them licorice. And there were all kinds of colors. There was the black licorice. It was the red licorice. You had the brown licorice, which was chocolate. And but we'll talk about that more. But anyway, the most important thing right now is Black History Month. And Black History Month, we're going to be celebrating a lot of things. You can learn a lot of things. They have a lot of things. You got Martin Luther King, learn about Harriet Tubman. A lot of people, Malcolm X, you can learn about people like that, their history of all of that. Ralph Bunche, you know, a lot. There's so many to celebrate. And I'm pretty sure all of those names, as you travel along this month, are going to come up and you'll get to learn about them. If you don't know anything about them and you finally get the name, check it out. Go on Google, research them and learn about them. But again, there are going to be a lot of movies. I'm enjoying this. This is great. There's going to be a lot of movies that are coming on particularly on Turner Classic Movies too, because they're very good about that. You know, dedicating at a particular point. Sometimes they dedicate a few hours of a certain artist who may be celebrating a birthday that particular week. You know, just a couple of weeks ago, I was watching, they were playing a lot of Sidney Poitier movies. And so I had to sit there and watch all of them. But anyway, it'll be Black History Month. And so we look forward to this whole month. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you know that as I keep pushing this each week, you ought to go get vaccinated. We have the updated version of the COVID-19 vaccination in case you haven't heard about it. It's there for you. The only thing that you have to do is be proactive. Be proactive, go there and take your shots. Now, you can go there on the premises, and if you have to make an appointment, they may possibly say, hey, you can make the appointment here and just keep the appointment. That's the most important thing, is to keep the appointment. Or you may make the appointment online, depending on where you live. Some people in some areas to just walk right in there and they can take it right away. So that's very important. And if you haven't gotten off the fence yet, please think about it. It's very important. People all around, as I go through my travels day to day, people are still wearing their mask, you know, especially if they're congregating in a big crowd or something like that. People are still doing that and they want to stay safe. It's not something that's mandatory right now. They have no mandates on them, but people are doing it anyway. And they're doing it just to be safe, not because they have to do it, but they want to do it and to be safe. So there you go. That's all there. And so again, all you have to do is call your pharmacist, get your favorite pharmacist, call them up or go to them and tell them that you want to get that COVID shot. It's very important. It's important to me as it should be to you, you know, and you are important to me as well. So get the shots. And you know something? If you're a good boy and a good girl, they may give you a lollipop, maybe even a Twizzler. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Chita Rivera, the dynamic dancer, singer, and actress who garnered 10 Tony nominations, winning twice and a long Broadway career that forged a path for Latino artists and shrugged off a near-fatal car accident and died Tuesday in New York after a brief illness. Rivera first gained wide notice in 1957 as Anita in the original production of West Side Story and was still dancing on Broadway with a trademark energy. She was 91 years old. Amanda Davies, who portrayed the teenage version of her real-life mom, Erica Slezak's character of Vicki Lord on ABC's One Life to Live, died. One Life to Live on ABC, it started on ABC from 1968 until the cancellation of 2012. During her 4 decades, Erica Slezak won a record 6 Daytime Emmy Awards. And this is the second death to hit One Life to Live in as many months. In the month of December, Camar Delis Reyes, who played Antonio Vega, died at the age of 56 years old after a brief battle with cancer. But Amanda Davies was 42 years old. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, to get together because now I am going to bring you the latest. Well, I'm not going to bring you. I have somebody to bring it for you. But Brian Camp is ready. He is with us. And sports is on the way, and he has a lot to talk about. So here he is. I'm going to bring him right now. He has for you the latest developments in today's world of sports. The name of his show is called Sports Update. And Brian, we're also always glad to see you here. And what is it like in Charlotte, North Carolina? Because our weather is starting to get a little better as it goes along. We still have clouds in the sky, but it's kind of getting better a little bit.
It's 47 degrees. That's usually about a little bit below what we usually get. We usually get in the 50s and mid 50s around in the evening time. Saturday, I should say tomorrow or Saturday, it's going to be in the 60s. It's going to be in the mid 60s. Perfect time to put on the grill and smoke for this time of the year. And we're going to be having a lot of sunshine, and following week of next week, we're going to be in the 50s. So that's what's happening here in Charlotte. So we're going to be okay for a while, I guess. But I just wanted to say, I was, when you mentioned One Night to Live, that's my favorite back in the day soap opera of all time. I didn't know Vicki. She was known as Vicki Lloyd or Vicki Buchanan, passed away. Wow,
No, it was her daughter that passed away.
Oh, it was her daughter. Okay.
Her daughter played the teenage version of Vicki Lord.
Okay. I did not know that. Okay.
Erica Slezak, that's the mother. No, she's still alive. The daughter died.
Okay. I don't recall the daughter. I really don't recall the.
Here was the story. The story was when One Life to Live, when they got canceled in 2012. I think it was. I think it was 2012. They got canceled in 2012, but they came back. But they didn't come back on ABC, and they were on for a brief moment, and then that's when the daughter was playing those parts.
Okay, Agnes Nixon was the creator of One Life to Live and All My Children. I didn't know. I do remember they was canceling all those soap operas. They was canceling Ryan's Hope, Edge of Night, One Life to Live, and I believe All My Children. And only one that stayed on ABC was General Hospital, which is still on to this very day. So I remember those. I didn't know that they brought One Life to Live back. So, that's wow. It's incredible.
It was a great soap opera, and the good thing about it, man, they came like back to back. You had from 12:30 to like 4 in the afternoon, and I always remember Oprah followed them at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was the lineup, if I recall. Ryan's Hope came on for half an hour. Right after Ryan's Hope, it was All My Children for 1 hour. One Life to Live, 1 hour. General Hospital for 1 hour, and The Edge of Night was the last one. And I believe at 4:30 was the 4:30 movie. Remember the 4:30 movie on ABC? Yeah. But then they got rid of that. And that's when Oprah came onto the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. At one time, all the soap operas was on for 30 minutes at one time. And they after a while, they just expanded it. And yeah, so it was unbelievable.
In the old days, when it started on radio, some of them were like 15 minutes. And then when they switched to TV, some of them were 15 minutes, then they switched to a half hour and then an hour, depending on what soap opera it was.
Right, yeah. Wow, there's some incredible times back then, with those soap operas. I remember on my when I was in college, I went to Hunter College, and lunchtime, just run downstairs to the cafeteria and used to watch One Life to Live. It came on right then and there. I was front and center.
One Life to Live and a hero sandwich.
Hero sandwich. Yeah.
With the hero sandwich, and that was great. I used to do that. I used to always, sit back, have a nice hero sandwich, and watch the soap operas.
But good evening to you all out there listening, globally, nationally, locally. Like I said, it is 47 degrees here in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina, where it's partly cloudy. Hope everybody's doing well. And yes, happy Black Black History Month. Yes. And good morning to Mary out there. Mary Reed, hello. Hope all is well with you as well. Well, Super Bowl 58 is here a week from this coming Sunday, February 11th. It's going to be the San Francisco 49ers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be start time to be at 6:30 kickoff time on CBS. Check your local listings for the exact channel. CBS in different cities and states come on different channels. So it's going to be on CBS Network, where they will call the game, and hope to have a good Super Bowl game. I'm not going to any Super Bowl parties. Don't believe in them. Went to one, never again. Can't have everybody talking and moving around. You can't hear the announcers. I like to hear announcers. I watch the Super Bowl usually by myself. I learned my lesson, and I'll never do it again. Don't go to a bar, but unless if you want to be around people talking and smoking and laughing and drinking, that's on you. But me, myself, by myself, with my hors d'oeuvres, with my finger foods, and that's what I'm going to be doing. There are times where we have to touch on stories that I'm not comfortable reporting, but I'm going to have to do it. This country and this world is still a long way from having hateful things done to people of history. There's a story in Major League Baseball. A stolen Jackie Robinson statue was found burnt in a trash can. Fire crews found the remains of the bronze statue that was stolen like a week ago from a public park in Wichita, Kansas. Now, the fire department received a call around 8:40 in the morning last week about a trash can being on fire at the Garvey Park. Is a southern part of the city, and discovered what appeared to be pieces of a statue of the statue. The statue, which was cut off at the figure of the ankles. There's a picture. I can't show you that, but the only thing you see left on the statue was just the feet. So it was cut off, and it went missing. Bob Lutz, executive director of the Little League Park, believes that he believes it was racially motivated. So they are doing an investigation. Video and everything. This is something I don't like to report, but it still needs to be be brought forth with this information. I'm pretty sure they will do something about it. They will probably build another one. As you know, Jackie Robinson was the first African American and people of color to break Major League Baseball barrier. In 1947, he played for the Brooklyn Dodgers and became a civil rights leader as well and fought against racial things in life. But you know, if they get caught, they get caught. Hopefully, they will get caught and be brought to justice. So, I just wanted to bring that to you all attention. Also, Black History Month. I got one. It's not exactly in Jet. It was one day before February, but in 1988, January 31st, Doug Williams became the first starting Black quarterback and to win a Super Bowl. Yes, that was the Washington Redskins quarterback, Doug Williams, who went to Grambling College University back in his days in college, where his coach was the late, great Eddie Robinson. This day in sports, February 1st, which is today, but in 1914, the Chicago White Sox and the New York Giants baseball played a 3-3 10-inning exhibition game in Cairo, Egypt. It was part of a 56-game world tour. 1950, Green Bay Packer Curly Lambeau, which is the name after the Green Bay Packers field, Lambeau Field, was the founder, player, and coach. Resigns after 31 seasons at and 6 NFL titles. He won 6 NFL titles during that time. They didn't have Super Bowls back then. 1962, Major League Baseball releases first 102-game schedule due to expansion. 18 games between opponents. 1973, outfielder Monty Irvin is elected into Baseball Hall of Fame by the Special Committee of the Negro Leagues. 1984, lawyer and businessman David Stern becomes NBA commissioner, succeeding the late Larry O'Brien. David Stern have passed away as well, too. 1992, Barry Bonds signs the highest single-year contract at that time in Major League Baseball of $4.7 million with the Pittsburgh Pirates. 2004, remember the Super Bowl? The wardrobe malfunction? Janet Jackson? Well, Janet Jackson exposed her breasts during a halftime show in Super Bowl, that means I got to count this, 10, 20, 30, Super Bowl 58. 58, yes, that was 58. And 2014, businessman and lawyer Adam Silver becomes the 5th NBA commissioner. He is presently the commissioner of today's NBA. And one birthday, happy birthday to the late Paul Blair, Major League Baseball for the Baltimore Orioles, was born in Cushing, Oklahoma. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a 47-degree weather, cool temperature here in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina.
I always hear about people, they always talk about Janet Jackson's malfunction, wardrobe malfunction. Justin Timberlake, I don't know what he was thinking. He actually ripped it off of her.
And that's why Janet Jackson today is being blackballed, where she's not really getting a lot of work these days.
I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, I know it's not fair, but
it wasn't her fault. Everyone saw it. And if anyone didn't see it, go on YouTube and check it out. Type in Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction, and I'm pretty sure it'll pop up. But he actually, after they sung the song, he actually grabbed it and ripped it off of her. And everybody was thinking, and a lot of accusations went around when people said, was he high? Was he on drugs or something when he did that? Because who would do that on live TV, on CBS?
Where millions of people are watching throughout the world. Yeah.
So every time I hear people say, Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction, let's tell her like it is. That it wasn't her fault. Nothing that malfunctioned. She had it on she wore it pretty well. Justin Timberlake just ripped it off of her. And today I still don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Can't figure it out.
That was, and by the way, that was an excellent halftime show too by them.
It was a good show.
Janet Jackson and what's his name? Timberlake.
Yeah.
Justin. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. It wasn't my favorite, but it was a very good one. This year's Usher is going to be performing along with a couple of surprises, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, yeah. But every time we mention the halftime entertainment on Super Bowl, I always think about Diana Ross. I'm always going to think about her that way. That's right, boy. So the other thing, and now Super Bowl is, yeah, you did mention Super Bowl. Who do you have for the Super Bowl?
You know, it's hard to go against Patrick Mahomes. You know,
They're underdogs, you know.
Slight 2 point.
Yeah, 2 point under.
Yeah, that's still like a pick 'em. You know, anything that's less than like 3 or more is considered not an underdog. I mean, it would be like a legitimate underdog. Well, he said still like a pick 'em. So let's see what happens. We just hope that it's going to be a good game.
I have a feeling it's going to escalate. By the time Super Bowl come along, they're going to escalate because of Taylor Swift, because there's a lot of Taylor Swift fans out there, and Taylor Swift is right behind the Chiefs, and a lot of people who follow Taylor Swift are going to follow, and if they watch football, they're going to follow her, and they're going to say, hey, you know, if it's good enough for Taylor Swift, I'm going to go for the Chiefs.
That's right. That's right. And you know, but Taylor Swift, you know, there's still some, you know, we got some haters in the world.
They need to shut up.
Because they're saying why she's bringing so much attention to the NFL. Well, it's globally, that's what you want. You want the NFL to be recognized.
Yeah.
And if so, like a celebrity like Taylor Swift, why not? Stop hating.
Yeah.
So what she's dating, you know, the latest I saw, why is a billionaire dating a millionaire? Oh, come on, give me a break.
Man, you know something, leave that girl alone, guys. Leave her alone. Let her enjoy her life. If she wants to go to a football game, I don't see how she has the time. You know, the both of them. You know, the one thing I like about that couple is that they support each other in each other's careers. She's always at the games, and when he's not playing, she travels with her to go to the concerts.
Yeah, for when he had this bye week, see, every year, every team in the NFL gets a bye week. They get a week off.
Yeah.
And his week off,
he
went on a private plane. I think it was Taylor Swift's private plane. Yep. And he went with her to the concert.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Haters. Oh, haters. Jeez.
It's just like Taylor Swift says in her song "Shake It Off," which, by the way, that's a good record. "Shake It Off." She says the haters are gonna hate. The haters are gonna hate. That's what she's gonna say. That's what she said in her record. The haters are gonna hate.
That's right.
And, you know, quite frankly, I don't think she cares what they think, and she should.
Yeah,
she shouldn't. And the good news about Taylor Swift, since we're talking about, I was going to talk about this story later on in the show, but since we're talking about it, you know, she made the cover of Time magazine. She made a Person of the Year on Time magazine. Good for her.
Good for her. I applaud her. Yes.
Tweet off about it. I'll give you one guess. I'm not going to mention his name because this whole year I didn't mention his name, and I don't want to mention his name now.
Oh, that guy that used to reside at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue?
Yeah.
Oh, that dude. Okay, yeah.
He got pissed off because of the fact that, oh, Taylor Swift, what, you know, why would she be on there? And he got pissed off because he wasn't on there. And he had the audacity to say that he was popular than her. Are you serious? You can't even shine her shoes. I think he's more pissed off because she's a billionaire and he's not.
Yeah, exactly.
Taylor Swift, I applaud you.
Yeah.
You know something, and you know something, not because Taylor Swift is doing it. I'm going to go for the Chiefs for the Super Bowl. Maybe because they're the underdogs, but I'm going to go for them. And I like Mahomes. I like Patrick Mahomes.
Exactly.
I like Travis Kelce. Those are my guys. You know, so
we're going to Chiefs. That's right.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
So we're going to sit back, relax, and enjoy that game. Mary is going to enjoy that game because Mary was rooting for the, I think, for the Chiefs over the 49ers when they played. Was it Mary, if you're still there? I don't know if you were going for the Chiefs or the 49ers, but some people were going for the 49ers.
Oh, you mean from last week's game?
Yeah, the game that
it was the Ravens. It was the Ravens and the Chiefs, and it was Detroit against the 49ers.
Oh, what am I talking about? Yeah, the Ravens. I'm moving fast because I'm coupling the Kansas City Chiefs with the 49ers, and they're going to be in the Super Bowl. Yeah, the Ravens. That's the one. Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, and this is a match they played in the Super Bowl 4 years ago, I believe, too.
Yeah.
So this is a rematch.
I think this is the year that a lot of people. I think the ratings of the Super Bowl are going to be higher than ever before because of the two teams that are in there and Taylor Swift.
Yeah, because now the entertainment world is coming in now.
That's right. That's right. And who knows? Maybe they're going to follow. Maybe some of the other so-called celebs. I don't look at anyone that way, but maybe they'll be at the games too with her in the same booth. Who knows?
Same booth, yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, I wish these people keep their mouths shut. And the people on Fox, Fox News, they were hating all over her. There was one, the one, what's her name? Janine Pereiro, I think her name was. She's the one with the kind of slightly deep voice.
Right.
She's a judge, and she was also a lawyer, and I think she at one time represented Michael Jackson. Anyway, she got on the air and she said she shouldn't be out there. She should. Nobody wants to see her. We don't want. She said we don't want to see her. Who's we? Who's we? I enjoy watching her out there rooting for her guy.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong
with that.
Mary says she's rooting for the 49ers, I see.
You're going to go for Mary's going to go for the 49ers. My sympathy. Sympathy. But
well, she has.
Yeah.
Mary, you have every right to choose whatever team you want.
Yeah.
I may like it. I'm going to disagree with you, but you have that right. And the only thing I say to you is good luck.
Yeah, but but again, she's 2 points over us.
Well, that's for the bettors. That's for the people in Vegas.
Yeah.
Who like, so
yeah. But it's gonna. I can't wait. This is one Super Bowl that I can't wait to happen.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yeah.
So what's on the menu for you tomorrow?
I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow at 10:20, God's willing, of course, and hope to see everybody here. Remember, the show starts at 10 o'clock. I'll be on at 10:20, and we hope to see you all.
And the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour, which I will tell you about later on before the show is over. Okay. So we'll see you then.
See you tomorrow. Take care.
Take care. That's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, and that's him with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. He's here each week, and we talk sports. He will be here tomorrow on the Coffee Hour as well, and we'll get a chance to talk sports, and maybe we'll talk more of what we just talked about for the benefit of the people who are not here tonight. Maybe they'll get a chance. We'll give them a chance to know how we feel about the Taylor Swift thing. I'm all for her. I'm all for her. But that's another. I mean, she's an entertainer. She's a musical entertainer, and it's not her fault that they roped her into this political thing. But we'll talk more about that later. Anyway, if you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. And by the way, just so you know, in the future, if you haven't done it already, if you have any sports related questions to go out to Brian, even now if you want, because I can always relay the questions to him out there. I'm pretty sure he's still out there, and if he's out there at all, he'll still be there and he could see you out there. If you have any questions for you, put it out there and he'll answer all those questions for you. And it's the same thing tomorrow, and you can do it when he's on the air tomorrow live as well. So we look forward to all of that. That's all coming up. Okay, again, here we are at Talk Back Live. And those of you who are just joining us, we thank you so much for being along with us. Stay with us for the balance of the show. And we look forward to hearing from you in the future. We'll tell you more about that later too. But right now, let's go back in time. On this day in history, in 1893, Thomas Edison completes world's first movie studio in West Orange, New Jersey. On this day in history in 1897, remember that year? Because I certainly don't. The first auto insurance policy in the US is issued by Travelers Insurance Company. On this day in history, 1953, General Electric Theater premieres on CBS TV. Ronald Reagan later became the host. Also back in 1953, You Are There with Walter Cronkite. That premiered on CBS TV. Again in 1953, WEEK TV, that's Week TV. That's Channel 25 in Peoria, Illinois. And that's an NBC station. That began this very first broadcast that year. Back in 1954, the first TV soap opera Secret Storm premiered. On this day in history, 1957, the first Black pilot, P.H. Young, on his U.S. scheduled passenger airline. On this day in history, 1961, John Huston's film drama, The Misfits, officially premiered at the Lowe's Capitol Theater in New York City after a sneak preview at Reno, Nevada's Granada Theater. The Misfits, by the way, starred Clark Gable and Marilyn Monroe. On this day in history, 1964, Stop the World, I Want to Get Off, closes at the Schubert Theater in New York City after 556 performances. Back in 1965, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and 700 demonstrators were arrested in Selma, Alabama. Also in 1965, Peter Jennings became the anchor of ABC's Nightly News. Back in 1968, former US Vice President, I just want to make this perfectly clear, he announced candidacy of President of the United States. Back in 1971, Reprise Records releases Harvest. That's the fourth studio album by Neil Young, and that becomes the best-selling album in the US that year. In 1976, Sonny and Cher resumed TV variety show despite their real-life divorce. Back in 1978, Harriet Tubman is the first African-American woman to be honored on a U.S. postal stamp. In 1979, American published heiress Hattie Hearst is released from prison after robbing a bank. Back in 1979, Ayatollah Khomeini returns to Iran after 15 years of exile. In 1980, Call Me, the single released by Blondie, it made the Billboard Song of the Year. In 1980, soap opera Love of Life ends a 28-year run. Back in 1981, Duke Ellington's musical Sophisticated Ladies premieres in New York City. Back in 1982, Late Night with David Letterman debuts on NBC TV. Bill Murray was the first guest. In 1989, Princess Diana of Wales visits New York City. I'll never forget that. I caught a glimpse of her. She even came out to Brooklyn. And 2013, that year, John Kerry succeeds Hillary Clinton as U.S. Secretary of State. Actor Clark Gable was born on this day in 1901. He was born in Cedars, Ohio. He passed away November 16, 1960, at the age of 59 years old. Cause of death was coronary thrombosis. Poet, playwright Langston Hughes was born on this day in 1902. He was born in Joplin, Missouri. He died May 22nd, 1967, at the age of 65 years old. Complications after abdominal surgery related to prostate cancer. Russian President Boris Yeltsin, was born on this day in 1931 in Russia. He died April 23rd, 2007, at the age of 76 years old. Death was congestive heart failure. In 1937, actor Garrett Morris was born in New York City. not New York City, New Orleans, Louisiana. He's 87 years old today. Happy birthday. He was from Saturday Night Live. Remember, he even played on Cooley High. And in 1938, actor Sherman Hemsley from The Jeffersons was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He passed away 2012. In 1939, jazz musician Joe Sample was born in Houston, Texas. He passed away 2014. On this day in history, in 1940, actress B.B. Best was born in Vienna, Australia. Or I should say Austria. It's different, you know. And she's 84 years old today. Musician Rick James was born on this day in 1948 in Buffalo, New York. He died in 2014 at the age of 56 years old from pulmonary failure. Back in 1954, actor Bill Mooney, you're a bad man, a very bad man on The Twilight Zone. Remember, as a kid, he was born in San Gabriel, California. He's 70 years old today. In 1965, actress Sherilyn Fenn was born in Detroit, Michigan. She's 59 years old today. Lisa Marie Presley was born on this day in 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee. She died, as you know, January 12th last year. And she died at the age of 54 years old. No, actually, she died early, last year. 2023, she died. And she died from cardiac arrest. In 1968, comedian Pauly Shore was born in Hollywood, California. He's 56 years old today. Singer Harry Styles was born on this day in 1994. And he was born in Redditch, Worcestershire in England. And he died and he's 80 years old, or 30 years old today. On this day in history, 1932, film director Frank Capra wed Secretary Lucille Rayburn. In 1986, Diana Ross weds Norwegian businessman it's called Arnie or On. Yeah, his name was On. That's short for Arnie. On Ness in Switzerland. Actor, director Buster Keaton died on this day in 1966 at the age of 70 years old. He was born October 4th in 1895. He was born in Kansas. In 1966, gossip columnist Hedda Hopper dies at the age of 75. In 1980, TV and actor from Queen of a Day. He was an actor and a host for a game show called Queen for a Day back in the 50s. He died at the age of 72. In 1988, actress Heather O'Rourke from Poltergeist, the little girl, they're here. She dies of an ailment. It's an intestinal ailment at 12 years old. In 2012, Don Cornelius, TV host of Soul Train, dies at the age of 75. Former U.S. politician and New York Mayor Ed Koch died on this day in 2013 at the age of 88 years old. He was born December 12th, 1924 in New York City from a heart failure. 2018, Dennis Edwards of The Temptations dies following a stroke at the age of 74 years old. And finally, in 2021, actor Dustin Diamond, who plays Screech in Saved by the Bell, dies of cancer at the age of 44 years old. And that's this day in history. If you know anything that happened on this day in history that I didn't mention, because frankly, I don't know everything, but if you happen to know something that happened on this day in history, please let us know. We would love to hear it. And we'll convey it to everyone else. And then when you type it in, they'll see it anyway, but we'll talk about it live orally here. And we'll have a chance to do that. That would be great. So, and we would love to hear from you. And speaking of loving to hear from you, we would love for you to get in touch with us, right? If you want to talk about the show or anything, any kind of thing that you want to talk about, get in touch with us. I'll give you my email address. Email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled A-L-L-A-N. Prod is P-R-O-D. That's short for productions. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Or you can pick up that phone and call 641 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. You can do that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We never sleep. Maybe sometimes, but we still answer your calls and we'll answer your emails just the same. And if you have anything that you want to talk about while you're contacting us, maybe you want to critique the show, which is good, or maybe you want to have some kind of input on the show. There's a guest that you want to see on the show, or something that you want to talk about in particular, a certain subject that you want us to implement in the show, we will certainly do that too. All you have to do is just be proactive and get in touch with us. And keep all the information I gave you into your phone. Everything is in the phone now, so you can carry it wherever you go. You know, because wherever you go, a lot of you people have a bad habit, not a bad habit, I guess it's a good habit of keeping your cell phones along with you. Every once in a while, I walk out the house and forget about the phone. And now I feel like I have no clothes on when that happens. Nevertheless, but then again, we didn't have cell phones when I was growing up. So I don't know, but it's a new day. But anyway, here's my email address once again, frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. The telephone number, once again, is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. I will be looking for all of you to get in touch with us. And so, again, if you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. We're talking back live to you as you can talk to us. And again, if there's anything that you want to talk about, do what Mary is doing. Just type it in and I'll see you and I will answer you. I'll say hi. And a lot of people pop up on Instagram as well. We pop up on Instagram. We're in 3 different places, just in case you didn't know. I told you about it at the top of the show. We're live on Facebook, we're on Instagram and YouTube as well. And we want all of you to, whatever's left in time of the show, we got about 9 minutes left of the show, but you can type it in right quick, let them know, tag your friends, and they'll see the last part of the show. If they like what they see, they'll come back. Also, what you can do too, for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, take the time right now and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And what you do is just take your mouse, drag that mouse over to the arrow where they have the arrow and point it where it says subscribe, click onto it, and it's all done. We never ask for any money. It's free of charge. As a matter of fact, the purpose of you being a part of us and subscribing to my YouTube channel is that every time we come on the air and you forget about the show for some reason, a notification will pop up to remind you. An instant reminder will pop up and let you know that we're on the air, and all you have to do is click onto it and it brings you right to the page. Just as simple as that. And for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, you don't have to do anything. There's not much you can do, except for maybe tell your friends about us. Let your friends know about us. Let them know that we're on the air and they should join us each week, just like you do. All right, that's all you have to do. Just as simple as that. And we would really appreciate it. And as Jimmy Dean would say on his sausage commercial, we hope you try. But that's not really Jimmy Dean's voice. That's someone imitating him. I used to think it was his voice, but I said, wow, he's dead. So yeah, you have talented people who could sound like someone else, you know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you, before I do, I want to talk about the Taylor Swift thing. I want to urge the people who are talking about and trashing Taylor Swift. It's not her fault. She did nothing wrong. She's an entertainer. She's not, and the reason why the people, and they're mostly people on the right who are saying things about Taylor Swift. They even saying that they're stopping to watch NFL football because it's too much to the left, which is the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. People from the right, people from the left, we all watch football. That's one thing we have in common. We all watch football. Why would you stop watching football just because Taylor Swift hits the games? That's ridiculous. Taylor Swift. I hope to get a chance to meet her one day. You know, I really do. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movies that I told you about, and I have a few movies that I think you'd be interested in. their classic movies. And being that this is Black History Month, a lot of these movies are Black history oriented, and I think you're going to like it. So let's get started right away because I have quite a few. Let's go to 1974. Now, this is not a black and white, but it's a good documentary movie, and it's called the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. That stars Cicely Tyson, Odetta. And that was back in 1974. That's coming on Turner Classic Movies. You can watch that Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I love that movie. They don't get a chance. I don't get a chance to see it as much. They don't run it as much, but you can watch it. That's tomorrow, Friday, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on Turner Classic Movies, the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. Raisin in the Sun, 1961, with Sidney Poitier, Claudia McNeil, and Ruby Dee. That's on Turner Classic Movies. That's on Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And of course, as many times as I watch that, I never get tired of watching that. Also, another Sidney Poitier movie, The Heat of the Night, 1967. Sidney Poitier along with Rod Steiger. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. And that's Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. You also have When We Were Kings. Now, this is a documentary going back to 1996, starring Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. And I've seen this documentary before. This is not a movie, it's a documentary. When We Were Kings, that's Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Here's another classic that I like. If you like baseball, you'll love this one. It's the Jackie Robinson story from 1950. That's Jackie Robinson playing himself on his own movie. Jackie Robinson story. That's Jackie Robinson and Ruby Dee together. It's Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 2:45 a.m. Eastern. Now, if you're not up that late at night or that early in the morning, however you want to phrase it, you can DVR these movies and watch them later. But it is a classic movies, and I think you'll like it. Here's one, not a classic, but it's destined to be one. It's called Sparkle from 1976, starring Philip Michael Thomas, Irene Cara, and Lynette McKee. That's Turner Classic Movies. You can check that out Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And Bird. Now, this is something that was directed by Clint Eastwood. Bird, 1988, with Forrest Tucker. This is a movie about Bird, Charlie Parker, if you're into jazz. So that stars Forrest Tucker, Diane Venora, and Samuel E. Wright. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then you have Lady Sings the Blues. That's 1972 with Diana Ross, Billy D. Williams, and Richard Pryor. And that's all on Turner Classic Movies as well. And you can check that out. That's on Sunday at 11 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so you got a lot of great movies right there. I think I gave you like 8 of them. And this is Black History Month, and I think these movies fall right in line of it. So get a chance to see, and you don't have to be black to watch them. That's the good thing about it. You don't have to be black to watch them. They're good movies, they're classic movies, and you'll learn something from some of these movies. You'll learn about Billie Holiday, some of the things that they depicted on Lady Sing the Blues. Some were true, some maybe a little exaggerated. And then all of these great movies, just check it out. Don't forget to check them all out. And you can go on Turner Classic Movies too, right? You can go there and go on demand. There's a lot. If you go on Turner Classic Movies, scroll to the program guide because there may be other classic movies that I didn't mention, but these are my picks of the week. And also, you can go on demand and watch some of the other classic movies. There are a lot of movies, pay-per-view movies. They're free movies. And they have a lot of free movies there, pay-per-view movies that are in the theater now, but you can watch from the comfort of your own home. They cost a little more than the other pay-per-view movies that were once in the movies not too long ago, but they're there right now. And you can watch a lot of great documentaries and children's programs, Lifetime movies, sporting events. It's all right there. All you have to do is apply yourself, and that's all it takes. And so I don't have time to repeat all of those movies, but you could, when you watch the show on the rerun, I'll display them for you. But I will display all of these same movies that I'm telling you about now. I'll have them on the coffee hour tomorrow as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for tonight for me, I want to thank all of you for being out there. I will be back tomorrow morning at this particular time. Well, not at this particular time, at 10 a.m. for the coffee hour. Brian Camp will be along with me with sports, giving you the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. I hope you will be here with me as well. If not, come back here next week at 8 p.m. Eastern, next Thursday, for more of Talk Back Live. Brian Camp will be along with me just as well. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to have yourself a great morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant good night. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allen. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.